Okay, so I saw this video and was like, oh yeah, we have absolutely got to talk about this.
カバー株式会社が設立した新スタジオを取材。工事費8億円、機材費19億円、総工費27億円を投じた新スタジオについて解説していく。
Oh my goodness. So this is a $20 million studio for
A から
Hololive.
B のスタジオの中でも一番広いのがスタジオ A。バイコンのモーションキャプチャーカメラ、バルキリー。その中でも業界最高解像度 26.2 メガピクセルを誇るバイコンフラッグシップカメラ VK26 が100台以上設置されている。なんとカメラ1台のお値段は約900。
So it's important to note here, right? I know a lot of VTubers. I know a lot of people who want to become VTubers. And I'm not trying to like discourage anyone, but I need them to kind of understand that this is what we're kind of up against, right? At this point in time, Hololive is the de facto #1 corporation when it comes to company-ran VTubers. Each one of those cameras, $66,000, and that room is loaded to the brim with them. So when people say that they want to become a VTuber and they're actually serious, they need to know, like, okay, whatever it is that you're bringing to the table, people need to be picking you over a studio that can back their talent with ridiculous amounts of money.
50万円。バルキリーの設置数としては国内最多数で、バルキリーのみで構成されているスタジ
The
オは
only studio in
国内
all
で
of
は
Japan
現
like
状本スタ
this.
ジオのみとのこと。バルキリーは従来のモーションキャプチャーカメラよりもフレームレートや解像度が上がっているため、モーションキャプチャーを行うためのマーカーをこれまで以上にきれいに感知できるようになり、モーションの読み取り精度が上がっているそう。そのため、今までの映像よりも滑らかで微細な
Endless
動きが実
possibilities
現
of
で
what
き
they
るよ
can
う
do with
になってい
this
る。
sort of technology.
本スタジオはライブイベントの収録や公式番組の収録などを行うメインの 3D スタジオとなっており、マイク準拠で12名まで同時に収録が可能。耐久テストでは最大23名の撮影も確認できている。
23 people recording at the same
モ
time.
ーションキャプチャーが行える範囲の横幅は約23メートル、奥行きは14メートルとなっている。そのため様々な表現ができるようになるほか、ステージセットも組みやすくなったそうで、今後どのようなライブシーンが見られるのか楽しみなところ。この奥行きの広さをうまく活用した演出が今後
Incredibly
取り
high
入れられて
value
いくのでは
productions,
ないかと
absolutely.
期待が高い。
And it's a lot, it's really interesting to hear like the unique ways that VTubers innovate VTubing for both 3D and 2D. But let's be honest. Whatever direction you think VTubing is going, Hololive and Cover Corporation at large are steering the ship. And where their boat goes, people are going to have to follow, because not even Niji Sanji that I know of can. Niji Sanji might have something like this on a smaller scale, but the big dogs have flexed and made it very, very known.
スタジオ A よりも横幅を抑えた設計となっているスタジオ C。
And
同スタジオの
people
バルキリー
like this is so much more impressive than I think a lot of people are going to realize.
スタジオ設計のこだわりポイントは、
They have
モーション
3
を撮るエリアに
studios,
柱を絶対に
and
入れ
even
ない
though
と
they're
いう点
different
が
sizes, they're all loaded with those
実際か
Valkyrie
なりの広
cameras.
さを誇るスタジオ A にも柱は見られなかった。この他もコピの運用テストやさまざまな用途で使用できるスタジ
Cap
オ E も
operation tests in Studio E. Yep, like I thought. So a lot of people are going to see that last
スタ
room
ジオにはコントロール
and
ルーム
think
が
that, oh, it's just a bunch of fancy cameras,
最
no
新
big
のス
deal.
イッチャーシステムである
The
カイロスを導入し
computers
ている。
that need to run those cameras and process all
PC
of
など
that
の機材
stuff,
はコントロールルームとは別の専用
the
の部屋に
monitors,
集
like
約
the technical staff here, the studio itself might cost $20 million. I don't know if that includes all of the cameras and PCs, but you think about the PCs that need to in real time capture and do things with all of that motion. The sound the sound engineers, the mixers. You have to have like an industry level certification to operate that equipment. Not just anyone is going to be allowed in this room, let alone this building. So the studio cost $20 million. What about the engineers running all of the equipment? What about security? Because you already know that it's Japan, and Japan is a small nation. I'm sure there are countless people who know exactly where this building is. But you can bet that only a very select few are allowed inside. $20 million for the studio. That's not counting insurance. Because this is the type of equipment that you don't just buy and keep. Absolutely not. $66,000 cameras. The bill to keep that, in case something happens to it, because you know the Hololive girls like to get a little rowdy. In case one of those cameras get damaged, the money, insanity, absolute insanity. Waiting rooms, dressing rooms, kitchen probably. Okay, waiting rooms to the studio. Okay, I knew it. Wow. Yep. Chroma key studio. That's a dangerous room right there. Compositing augmented reality. They're reaching a point where pretty soon they will actually be able to do VTubing IRL streams. Like just go out, rent a place and go out and have Botan and Lami at a bar. And it'll look like the bar, but it'll be Botan and Lami sitting there drinking or something. Wow. Oh my goodness. You could have real life actors interacting with the Hololive members.
スタジオエリアの通路にはホロライブメンバーが自由に書き込むことができるサインエリアが用意されている。スタジオを訪れたメンバーによるサインが書き込まれていたので、取材時の様子を動画でお届けする。
To the rest of the staff, they're not doing tours of that place, not publicly. I'm not trying to paint Hololive as like the big bad of like all of VTubing, but they are most definitely the peak of the mountaintop. And anyone who is not them needs to take that into consideration. Like you think Iron Mouse, like the most popular VTuber on Twitch, is doing well, and she is. She's doing incredibly well, but not even a drop in the bucket compared to this. So the drama that I see constantly getting stirred up between indie VTubers is like actually pathetic. Because this is the sort of thing that people need to be banding together, joining forces and boosting each other up, because Hololive could probably buy out all of the top VTubers, including the ones you just personally thought of, and have plenty of money to spare. Like, that's another thing too. People who kind of argued back and forth between whether or not just joining Hololive was enough to make you popular. It kinda is and it kinda isn't, because a company like this with this much money and clout to throw around isn't going to hire somebody who isn't going to maximize the potential of their technology like this. So if they don't think that you're going to do the absolute most for them, they're not going to want anything to do with you. So yes, every single person who joins Hololive is going to be a success, because their studios are too expensive for them not to be. Audio. So those original songs get recorded in Cover Corp's own studio.
フロアの設計から遮音性を上げるための工夫がなされており、スタジオ内でジャンプしても全く音が響かなかった。また、 浮き遮音層構造という
I don't know how much like a Hollywood studio or like a record label owner studio would run,
空
but
調の音などもマイクに入りづらいようになっている。
I'm
その
thinking
防音性能は
that
上下階に対して100デシベルの音を出しても漏れることができ
sound
フロア内にも全く音が
a
漏れない。
lawnmower.
なお、コントロールルームの壁面に設置されている当て木は自由に移動と取り外しが可能。スタジオを使用する人の好みによって当て木を取り外して音の反射を軽減するなどフレキシブルな運用ができ
This
る。
type of acoustic
音
control
響機材もこ
is
だわっているそうで、天音かなたさんの
Okay,
格
I don't
付け
know.
チェ
I
ッ
don't
ク
think
配信で使用した
560 is too much
80
on
万
the
円のマイ
microphone.
クはこちらのスタジオで使用しているものだそう。今後の課題はスタジオを運用するための人材不足の解消。
Wow. Okay, of course there's a shortage of
ならでは
people.
の専門的な知識や感覚、コツの違いがあるそうで、テレビ番組などの技術経験者でも感覚の違いから一から知識を得る必要があるため、人材の確保と育成が急務となっているとのことだった。
Their studio is so overkill that they don't have enough staff to man it all. Wow. That is
Toilet sounds.
truly impressive. All of this is to kind of say that when I'm making content or trying to come up with ideas, I'm not thinking about, oh, how can I top my friends, or how can I top this small-time VTuber, how can I get on their level? I'm thinking, how does what I'm doing stack up to the Great Mountain? Not necessarily that I'm trying to like compare myself to them or anything, but I kind of need to have a good idea as to the gap, the difference between the two of us. Kind of know your enemy type of thing. Not that Hololive is my enemy. But if I can look at what they're doing and then look at what I'm doing and kind of compare it in the levels of quality, then I can be happy. I can be happy. But getting caught up in petty nonsense and then seeing something like this makes me incredibly sad and anxious. Like, I can feel my blood. It's not a good feeling. Because I could get deleted off of the internet entirely and look at Hololive, like holy cow. Everything they do is a news story. Just something to keep in mind. If you're a VTuber, if you're an aspiring VTuber, if you're friends with a VTuber, just let them know, like, give it your best. Always. Because you don't stand a chance at all with anything other than that. Like, none whatsoever. But let me know what you think about this overkill studio down in the comments below. Who's your favorite Hololive member? If you have one. What do you think of Niji Sanji's quality compared to Hololive? I want to hear about it. I want to talk about it. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you all in